Evening, chaps.
Piers.
Hello.
What do you think of Harry's accusations today?
I didn't see it, I'm sorry.
He said your behaviour was vile and unjustified. What do you think?
I didn't see it. But I wish him luck with his privacy campaign. Look forward to reading it in his next book.
Viewers, brace yourselves. Because what unfolded on live television has left the royal family's most controversial prince completely speechless. Prince Harry, already battered by media scrutiny and public backlash, was utterly obliterated when Piers Morgan took center stage and unleashed a verbal takedown so sharp, so unrelenting, that the live studio audience couldn't help but erupt in shock. But what exactly did Piers say that's now ricocheting across headlines worldwide? And why does this moment feel like a turning point in Harry's already crumbling public image? Stay right where you are, because the truth, the fallout, and the bombshells yet to come will leave you questioning everything. Asterisk for years. Piers Morgan has branded himself as the loudest critic of Meghan and Harry. But this latest outburst went further than ever before. On live TV, with millions watching, he launched into Harry with a ferocity that silenced even his fellow panelists. The bombshell moment. Piers accused Harry of trading in victimhood while simultaneously cashing in on the very monarchy he claims to despise. His voice sharpened as he said, "You can't have it both ways. Harry, you walked away, yet here you are, lecturing the world while pocketing millions. Hypocrisy doesn't even begin to cover it." Asterisk, the clash didn't happen in a vacuum. For months, Piers Morgan has been laying the groundwork, slamming Harry's Netflix deals, questioning the accuracy of his memoir Spare, and ridiculing his public image as a truth-teller. But this moment, this was the eruption of a storm long brewing. Harry's supporters argue he's bravely speaking out against a system that silenced him, but Piers fired back, saying Harry wasn't silenced at all, he was simply ignored because his claims, according to Piers, don't hold water. The live crowd gasped again as Piers leaned forward and sneered. "You say you escaped for privacy, yet every day you run to a camera. Which is it? Harry, exile, or spotlight? And let's not forget the timing." This verbal beatdown came just days after Harry was caught in a whirlwind of bad press, critics slamming his latest documentary as self-indulgent, tabloids mocking his dwindling popularity in the UK, and even whispers of tension with Meghan behind palace gates. The studio was electric. Audience members exchanged looks, some nodding vigorously, others visibly uncomfortable. The clip was instantly clipped, tweeted, and shared across social media platforms, going viral within hours. Piers' takedown wasn't just a TV moment, it became a cultural flashpoint. This is where things turned personal. Harry wasn't on set to defend himself, but the camera cut to panelists who looked torn. One co-host nervously asked Piers whether he'd gone too far. Piers didn't back down. Instead, he doubled down too far. "I'm saying what millions are thinking, but are too afraid to say." That's when the crowd truly erupted, some booing, others cheering like it was a boxing match. And here's the kicker. This wasn't just entertainment. Media insiders later revealed that network executives were salivating over the rating spike. They knew controversy sells, and this was the kind of unscripted, fiery clash that kept viewers glued to their screens. Asterisk, if you thought the on-air fireworks were dramatic,
what does he do but go on Oprah Winfrey with Meghan Markle and sit there with his appendage firmly sliced off and in her handbag? They're out of rope here in the States. Nobody wants to do business with them. And she has got to be crawling out of her skin in Montecito.
It's going to land eventually on William. The King will forgive Harry.
I don't think William will ever forgive him.
This is still such a damaging story for Prince Andrew, whether or not these files are made entirely public.
How many women
came from across the Atlantic? American talk shows picked up the segment, with hosts weighing in on whether Piers had crossed a line. One panelist on The View described his rant as public humiliation, masquerading as journalism, yet in the UK, newspapers doubled down, calling Piers' words a necessary truth bomb. And here's where it stung the most. Insiders claim members of the royal family were watching, according to a palace source. William was not surprised by the takedown, and reportedly saw it as Harry's own making. Meanwhile, Meghan, said to be furious, ALLEGE-DLY contacted allies in the U.S. media to fire back with sympathetic coverage. Network insiders admitted privately that producers were delighted by the chaos. Ratings for the broadcast skyrocketed, doubling in key demographics. What was supposed to be a routine debate became front-page news around the world. And if that wasn't enough, Piers hinted the segment was just the beginning. He teased new revelations about Harry's dealings with Hollywood executives, leaving viewers salivating for more. Suddenly, this wasn't just a clash of personalities, it was a full-blown media war. With Harry caught in the middle and millions of viewers taking sides, asterisk of course, no firestorm goes unanswered. Within 24 hours of Piers' tirade, Harry's defenders came out swinging. A wave of commentators from royal biographers to Hollywood allies slammed Piers for what they called a calculated character assassination. One American journalist argued, "Let's be clear, Harry isn't hiding, he's sharing his truth. To frame that as hypocrisy is unfair. Survivors of trauma don't owe silence to anyone, least of all the British press." That clip went viral too, with supporters insisting Piers had gone too far in dragging Harry's personal struggles through the mud. And then there was the subtle but telling response from Harry's camp itself. While the Sussexes didn't issue a direct statement, sources close to the couple suggested they viewed Piers' rant as proof of why they left the UK, a relentless media machine designed to destroy rather than discuss. Meghan, in particular, was reportedly deeply hurt by the spectacle. But perhaps the strongest rebuttal came from social media users who accused Piers of chasing clout. "He's obsessed," one viral post read. "Harry and Meghan live rent-free in his head." Thousands echoed the sentiment, painting Piers not as a truth-teller, but as a bitter critic who thrives on controversy. The backlash couldn't erase the fact that millions cheered Piers' words. For every critic calling him cruel, there was a supporter praising his courage. The divide had never been sharper, and the debate had never been louder. Asterisk. What makes this clash so fascinating is how predictable it all feels. Piers Morgan has built his career on provocation, and Harry has built his post-royal image on vulnerability. When those two narratives collide, sparks fly. But let's be honest. For viewers at home, this is entertainment gold. One media critic quipped, "Watching Piers versus Harry is like watching an unstoppable force meet an immovable object, except one of them cashes Netflix checks and the other cashes tabloid checks." The line drew laughter online, and it's hard not to see the irony. Even late-night comedians joined the pylon. One joked that Harry might need royal earplugs the next time he flips through British TV. Another suggested Piers should install a punching bag with Harry's face in his studio just to save the rest of us from another on-air meltdown, but beneath the humor. The stakes are very real. Harry's reputation, already fragile, took another hit. Piers, meanwhile, cemented his brand as the unapologetic bulldog of British broadcasting. Both men may have won attention, but attention comes with a cost. And here's the chilling part. This battle is far from over. Piers has hinted there are more revelations to come, rumors of private deals, unflattering behind-the-scenes leaks, and whispers that Harry's media empire may be running out of steam. If even half of that proves true, we're looking at the next chapter in a war that shows no signs of cooling down. Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan are rumored to be plotting their own countermove. A fresh round of appearances and interviews designed to set the record straight. Will it silence critics? Or will it just pour more fuel on Piers' fire? One thing is certain, this feud isn't just about two men. It's about the future of the monarchy, the role of the media, and who controls the narrative in the court of public opinion. So don't blink, because the next headline might just make this one look tame. If you've stayed with me this far, smash that subscribe button, tap the bell, and drop your take in the comments. Whose side are you on, Piers or Harry? Your voice is part of this story, and I'll be featuring the sharpest comments in the next breakdown. Because trust me, the next bombshell is coming. Asterisk. Meghan Markle faces yet another bombshell revelation that has left the royal family stunned and the media in uproar. In this exposé, we unpack the shocking claims revealed by royal experts, explore why this scandal has ignited a new wave of backlash, and uncover the rumored palace reactions. With Meghan's popularity plummeting in the UK and criticism mounting even in the US, has the Duchess finally reached a breaking point with the public? Or is this just another example of the media unfairly targeting her? From viral social media hashtags to whispers of sealed palace documents, this story is bigger than just Meghan. It's about power, reputation, and who controls the narrative. Stay tuned as we break down every angle, tease what's still to come, and ask the one question everyone's thinking: how much longer can Meghan take the heat?